Well, I get home from PEI, 6 a.m. flight. Got home to PEI, had a little nap this afternoon, a little shower. Had to go to Georgian Downs tonight. Now, I've been trying my hardest behind the scenes to go with some of the horses that are scheduled to be in the sale. And I wanted to go with Delcrest Star Angel. She made a break last week. I had to drive her a little rougher tonight. She was a little cantankerous in the hole. She wouldn't sit, wouldn't behave. And I moved her back over the front, 57 and 4. I don't think the track was as good tonight. Anyway, she ended up getting beat in 2 minutes or whatever. This, I look at who we have in the sale, and I've stuck to my plan. Eventually we're going to sell a horse that goes straight forward, or at least continuously gets better. Here's a giant filly with lots of upside. Screaming Hawk, giant colt, lots of upside. But I can't tell you when they're going to get better. I can't. And that's the problem we run into, is that I have to look out for everybody, and I have to look out for the stable. If we're treating this like a sole business, I have to protect the brand. And last winter, the brand really took a beating. I know I felt it just on a daily basis. And, I guess today's what? They're probably going to get one more race, maybe, I guess, and then be off to Ohio. But I think Delcrest Star Angel is very close to being sold, very close to being kept. The only thing is, she's a giant filly. She's probably going to hold some value, being a sister to Delcrest Julian, Delcrest Magic Star, whatever the hell her name was. So I don't know. That's close. There was a couple of horses on the bubble. 3 horses. War We Ultra we sold the other day. Frontier Cruise is racing on Tuesday. I suspect he'll be okay. So that leaves 16 right now with the sale of War We Ultra. 2 of them still on the bubble, and Delcrest slid a little bit tonight. But we'll see. She's still on the bubble, and Frontier Cruise is on the bubble. So sitting here at Georgian, I look over at the 400, of course, parking lot. Lots of traffic. And I said, I'll sit out here and do my video. And I see everybody come running out. What the hell's going on? I guess a young kid, Mike Keeling, Paula Wellwood's, I believe their son, was warming up a horse, and it got loose on him and dumped him out of the bike, and it run up and almost got to the highway. So a bunch of people scrambling around, and luckily everybody was okay. I saw the horse come back in. He didn't look like he was hurt. And I talked to Mike when he was walking around. He said Devin was okay. So that's good. Just always have to keep in the back of your mind, we know it's better than anybody. Accidents can happen at any point. So I was happy to see everybody was okay there. Looking at this week, obviously my ego was a little bruised. I didn't feel that I drove Brave World. No, I didn't feel. I drove Brave World twice bad. I knew the other night when we were getting by the half, and I was going to make a video, but I was just angry. A little upset. I was getting by the half. I could hear the quarter come up 27 seconds, which isn't that far out of the realm for that crew. I mean, this is the consolation of the Gold Cup. These are horses that were bought to win the Gold Cup. And I knew I was having trouble getting him backed off. It wasn't that he was running away with me. I know I was straight back in the bike, but I still had pretty good control of him. I didn't want to shut his air off, and the only horse I thought could pace with me was Jody's horse, and Jody's horse had been lame all week. He's a tough horse, but that's what good horses do, right? So we started into the backstretch. I opened up 3 lengths. I had a couple of pylons, I guess, behind me, and I cut him loose. And we went 123 and 3, 28 and 4 down the backstretch. As soon as Jody cleared me, as soon as he caught me, you could just feel the life get sucked right out of the horse. I think if he doesn't get me till the head of the lane, I'm second. But as soon as he went by me, the horse just folded up. And had I got him over the half in 56, I don't think I beat Jody. Maybe not. But I would have been a better drive. So Brave World's coming back here this week, and after the race, obviously, I feel like an idiot, and a win will fix that. So we got the Georgian tonight, and Arctic Force won. It doesn't really give a whole lot of solace to the Brave World group, but it helped me. That'll happen. I guess, whether you're a pitcher, or whether you're a goalie, or whether you're a quarterback, or anybody else, you're going to have slumps, and you're going to have times when you just don't got it. And that's how I felt Saturday night. I felt like I just I made a mistake I shouldn't have made, a mistake that I don't think I would have made. Earlier on the program, we had purchased a horse in the afternoon, day before, Friday. I had no problem backing him up. We went 31-103, and he won a mile 2 minutes. I thought he raced good. Anyway, there's no point dwelling on it. It's done now, and I tell everybody all the time, but the old horseman that told me, you got to know when the race is over, and sometimes the races last a little bit longer than you hope. But I wouldn't say I'm over it tonight, but after winning with Arctic Force here, I'm a little happier. Arctic Force raced well. He's not 100% sound, that horse. Both him and Capistrano have battled some midsummer minor issues. A little bit of growth. A lot of times in this horse's case, his sesamoids bother him. A little bit of roughness on the sesamoids. Going fast, he was straight as a string tonight, perfect. But going slow, he looked a little uncomfortable. So we're going to have to assess him on a week-by-week basis. I know a lot of our clients are out there holding their breath saying, geez, can we make another stake race with him? No, I'm not taking him to New York. And I know Kenny wants me to, and probably Mark and a number of their clients. But you don't want me to take him there for him to look bad. And one thing I need everybody to remember is you usually, and another old horseman told me this a long time ago when I started training, you usually get back in what you turn out. You turn out a lame, tired, beat-up horse, you're not going to be happy with what you see come back in from the field. Field cures all, but it isn't the fountain of youth. And if you continue to go to the well and ask a horse to race well that isn't 100% going in, good horses like him, they will, until they don't. And then you can do what you want. You may not see that horse come back around, maybe ever, or maybe not for a while. So I'm going to be very careful with this horse. I'm going to have the blacksmith come in tomorrow, take all the toes off him. He's got bruising in his front feet. His left knee bothers him, and his left hind ankle bothers him. Nothing serious, nothing that time won't heal. The bruising may be a catalyst, maybe a trigger. So we're going to pair those front feet out real good, trim them right down, and see how his feet look. Let them grow out for a few days, snap the shoes back on him, and see how he is. As far as this idea we can go to New York, I'm going to say I'm against it, only because I'm concerned you're going to race against horses that might be on their toes. Now, Kenny had done the homework and said the Reynolds wasn't that difficult last year, and it wasn't. That doesn't mean it's not going to be difficult this year. It's 8 days before a New York Sire Stakes event, I believe at the same track. So you're talking about prep racing. Might be a little tougher this year, might be a little snugger bunch. So Arctic Force, I think we can all agree, he's got tons of talent. That's a good horse. That horse there fought off challenges and get over the half 59 easy. Somebody had sent me an email after and said he looked like a racehorse. He did, didn't he? He looked like a very professional racehorse, and I want to keep it that way. So we'll see how Arctic Force is over the next week or so. This is the time of the year when, one, we're looking at who's going to the sale. Two, we're looking at who needs to go out in the field. There's a lot of horses that fit that bill. You know, I'm not oblivious to the fact that we did not have a good week last week at the stable. Went to Ohio. It just seemed like a rain cloud followed us around. You know, Compass Rose DC's never made a break. Ran. Come back trotting, raced huge. Globe trotting. I still don't know what she did. I think we need to take some gear off of her and work on her. But I can't really say what she did. She run. And then we had spent that money, let everybody down a little bit. Her mile in 58 last quarter in 29 seconds was not embarrassing, and I'm almost positive we have about 4 or 5 horses I can see this heat in the summer and the allergies that are attributed to it really playing a detrimental role in their racing. I'll play it alone. You can see some velocity come off him. Now we're changing his equipment, and he looked like he was under control the other day, but did he have that raging speed that he had before? I don't know. And when we scoped him, he did have mucus and lots of pimples and some redness in his throat. Allergies. And for those of you out there saying, oh, you're just going to blame everything on allergies? Yeah, when it comes to spend that money, this is a filly that trotted in 58 in June, wasn't it? First part of July, for July 3rd. Trotted 28-4 with a bow in her neck, and then trotted in 58 the exact opposite way the other day. So yeah, I shouldn't have to tell you that. It's pretty obvious that there's something going on with a few of these horses. White Tiger, another good example. Here's a horse that just trotting good. It wasn't as good. Now, James said he was very good schooling on Tuesday. We'll see how good he is on Wednesday. He needs to be first or second to make the final. Consolation's not the end of the world. We still got a bunch of other stakes at the end of the year for him. He's a horse that we're hoping, a horse like him, and yes, these are going to be staples, pillars for us moving forward. Very, very eager to see what Yes and White Tiger do in the end of 2019 and beyond. West 52nd, I floated the idea of possibly Harrisburg for him, only because we have some horses that would fit the same classes as him, and he may hold some value for people out there racing. If he doesn't, then we'll just keep him. We had a lot of stuff going on. I was going to make a list of things you need to know this week, and I think I'll finish that off and get that to you. Obviously, really Blue Chip didn't race good. Nobody raced good last week, did they? I mean, as far as the major stake races, Ailsun raced good. I mean, Overdue Mission raced pretty good, but we had a lot of horses that were so-so. So I think I'm going to put together a list and just talk about what took place last week, what I'd like to see take place this week, and how I think we can achieve that. In your opening video, I wanted to talk about a horse we bought, 5-Run Homer. We had a lot of people complaining that they didn't get a chance to buy shares. I'm sorry, everybody, but I did a video the day before on YouTube. It was on the YouTube channel before we were able to post it on the site. We had a number of people call and speak for shares. I never ended up with a share of 5-Run Homer. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I'm not going to keep shares when other people are waiting for them and looking for them. And then somebody else said, well, people are on there selling shares for a lot more. That's not right. Why? That's what we built the market for. I think I purchased a horse for cheaper than he's worth. He hasn't raced. He hasn't proved it yet. That doesn't mean that people can't put their shares up for whatever they want. I mean, my job, theoretically, the business side of my job is to get the shares sold. And I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to hold back shares for myself while other people are looking. So Brave World, or 5-Run Homer, was sold right away. And as far as not being able to post your shares, why wouldn't you be able to post your shares? I mean, that's why we have it. It's not going to always come about that, people go up and buy all the shares and then jack up the price and put them on the market. Just wait. Maybe if 5-Run Homer doesn't race good his next start, maybe you can buy those shares a lot cheaper. I mean, that's the whole point of the market. And I do feel bad for the people that got shut out, because there was quite a few of them. But at the same time, I can only do so much. I mean, I put a video out there on YouTube. You guys got all the emails at the same time. And you might have got shut out, but I know there was people that were not shut out, because I see all the things come through my email. So-and-so purchased a share. Here's the invoice number and the invoice amount. So I see these shares come rolling in when they do. I can't really do anything about that. PEI, obviously PEI was great for me, except for the racing. A little bit of humble pie for me going home. But the weather was great. The kids had a lot of fun. It's hectic for Amy and I, because we don't get to go out and go to the bars, right? We get the kids here now. I think we're going to have to take a nanny next year with us that can hang out with the kids, so we can have a little more time for ourselves. But a lot of time went to a water park, had some water slides, and went to a pool, went to a beach, I like eating when I go home. I got all my places that I have to eat when I go home listed, right? I know where they're at. So it was either Chinese food or Pizza Light or Maid Marian's. If you go to PEI and you don't eat Maid Marian's, you are not welcome back on our island. Just so you know that. Not welcome. Steak sandwich at Maid Marian's, fantastic. Some Chinese food was kind of so-so this year. Pizza was good. Everything was good. I had a great time, PEI. I wish I had a little longer. Obviously, I'm running the roads pretty good. I had a good nap this afternoon. Horses raced okay tonight. Arctic Force was good. Del Crest got used up a little bit, finished 4th. What else do we have? I gotta go to the Poconos tomorrow. I get 5 in the Poconos. Tuesday, I'm back here at Georgian with Elysium Lindy, Frontier Cruise. There's one other horse. Oh, Sunshine Inn. And then Wednesday, for those of you who want to come out, Breakfast Television, one of the biggest breakfast shows, I guess, morning shows in Canada, at least, no, Canada, I believe, is going to be coming out to the farm to do some spots from 6:40 in the morning till 9 o'clock in the morning. And immediately, when those cameras shut off, I have to get in the car and drive right to the Meadows to drive White Tiger. As soon as White Tiger's done racing, I have to get in the car again, drive 2 hours, so 5 to the Meadows, 2 to Scioto. I'm going to wake up in Ontario, go on TV, drive 5 hours across the border into the United States to race in Pennsylvania. Get in my car, drive 2 hours to Columbus, Ohio to race Globetrotting. James is going to be driving, spend that money in Compass Rose, DC again. That will be our Wednesday. Thursday, where do I go? Probably Mohawk, I guess, to race Dio in the final. Somebody asked me about, surely the hobbles didn't break. No, they didn't. I thought they did when I saw it too. I'm like, oh my God, come on. But they didn't. She had lost a shoe. And I don't know if they charged her with an equipment break. James said you could see the shoe go flying, plain as day. And then she didn't make a break till much later. So technically they could have and probably should have given her an equipment break. But we'll see. What else do we got going on? Meadow, Sayoto, Breakfast Television. And then obviously I have now videos, recommendations, thoughts, and breeders messaging me about the sales. It's almost that time, isn't it? August 28th is the first sale. They have 131 yearlings selling in that sale, and I will be there. When I looked, the Goshen sale kind of so-so. We are going to be in Ohio. We're going to be obviously at the Ohio Select. Might go to Illinois. Illinois got a lot of money coming to them this year, but with such small batches or crops of yearlings to sell, might drive the prices up. And again, affordability is going to be the model, as it always is at the stable. So Illinois, Indiana, 2 doses, 3 of Ohio, Buckeye, Ohio Sale, and the Select. Then of course we have Lexington, Harrisburg, and London. A lot of sales, a lot going on, a lot of eager people, obviously, because we've had a good summer. I would love nothing more than to finish it off with a big fall. I don't think there's any reason not to. Globe trotting, for those of you who can do the math quick, trotted the last 3 quarters in 126 flat the other day, out of place where the track record for 2-year-old fillies is 156-4. So I don't think I'm wrong in assuming that she's first or second best filly in Ohio. Compass Rose DC showed some kind of gear the other day and some kind of grit. Very impressed with her. Spend that money. We're going to try and get her. I'd like to see a couple of doses of cold air blow through, get rid of some of these allergies. I think we'll see that filly come back alive. What else? 5-run homer, new horse, Brave World. I drove him bad. He's coming back to Richards Race probably in another 10 days. Shows some speed, though. I think, we'll put it this way, there was a lot of horses in the Constellation that cost a lot more money than ours, and a lot of horses in the final that didn't get money or got a small amount of money that cost a lot more than ours. I think we bought the horse for what he's worth, and I think he'll make some money when he comes back to Ontario. So I'm certainly not worried about Brave World. Brushcut made his start back. I saw some people dumping shares of Brushcut and Sebastian Yu. Guys, let me be clear. This will be under the need to know Sebastian Yu. But I'll start it off with a preface here. Sebastian Yu, I believe his hobbles were too tight. You can see plain as day as he started to pick up speed in the last turn. He kind of got out of gear and he hit himself once, twice, lost his momentum. You could see him trot on again down the lane, but I'm pretty sure those hobbles were just a little bit short. He doesn't need them short. So we'll let them out a couple of holes for his next start. What else? Dio made an equipment break. She's going to be coming back. Anyway, that's it. That's the opening. We have a lot to discuss as far as need to know. You can see it's getting dark. I'm going to finish this up tomorrow. You guys will probably get it. When will you get it? I'm in the Poconos Monday. You might get it Tuesday this week. But we'll see. A lot of horses racing. We do have White Tiger. All the fillies on Wednesday. I believe the Colts are going to race in different places. Havana Unana Tuesday is going to race for $40,000 or $50,000, maybe a little more, in Indiana. And then we have Monday. What do we have? Poconos Monday. We have the 5 trotting fillies. Knockdown Dragout. We'll see if we can get her back on track. And her other girls. Harness AM, first start on Lasix. And then the other 3 fillies shipping in for the Meadows. All look good coming in. Tuesday I'm at Georgian. Wednesday I'm in Pennsylvania and Scioto. Thursday I'm back here. And then next weekend I got to go back for the trotting Colts in the Poconos. So Libero Hanover race better. Sebastian Yu, I just told you what went on with him. And Willpower Fashion, I think it was the opposite of Sebastian Yu. You can't wear hobbles loose on Willpower Fashion. He uses them. He likes them. Just needs them on a little snug. And he'll trot straight forward. But he had some issues this week. So that is it. Not a great week overall for racing, but it's not that we have any horses falling off a cliff or racing terrible or looking bad. We had a real good start to the summer. Made a little misstep last week with racing a number of the horses. Next week and this week coming up, we're going to have a lot of them back in action. So I'm back from my mini vacation. Now it's time to get back to work. We got the stake races this week and sales coming up all throughout the fall. A ton to talk about. a ton to work through. I am going to have a list of things you need to know about last week and this week coming up. Top 10 list really isn't important this week. Nothing's changed that much. So we'll go with a list of things you need to know. We're going to get through that. And then also all of the babies, and all the burns. I'll be back in just a minute. No, that's a lie. I'm leaving here right now. I'll be back after a while, and we'll talk about, probably not today, we'll talk about the burns, the babies, and a long list of things you need to know. Take care. Talk to you guys soon.